Introducing the Paramena Bliss Podcast, a show dedicated to unraveling the mysteries of achieving optimal health naturally as you transition into perimenopause and menopause. Get ready to join your host, Dr. Seth Yates, an experienced naturopathic doctor, acupuncturist, and kinesiologist, as he shares his wealth of knowledge acquired from over 40,000 patient visits and 15 years in working with perimenopausal females. Welcome to the Paramena Bliss Podcast.
Hey, this is Doc Yates. Welcome to the Paramena Bliss Podcast, brought to you by perimenobliss.com and ablehealth.us. And on today's episode on the drive to work today, I want to talk about how you can use and maximize acupuncture in a very easy to use way for perimenopause. Now, first, I'll give a little bit of history of acupuncture for those of you that don't know what it means. Acupuncture is based on Chinese medicine, and it goes under the concept that your body has this energy system, which we can now measure in terms of electrical energy. This energy system flows through different pathways called meridians in your body, and if anything gets blocked, if there's any blockages created, you will therefore have symptoms. And it also goes without saying that if you have symptoms, therefore you also have a blockage. To improve the flow of electricity through these pathways, they use metal conductors, which we call acupuncture needles, to encourage the flow through this and therefore restore health. So, what does that mean for you? You can use this for a variety of ways, and a lot of times, obviously, the best thing for, depending on what you're getting treated, is to just go see an acupuncturist. But they now have these little things which I have called acupuncture stickers. So imagine these little acupuncture needles, and I mean small, like the size like of a tip of a mosquito's nose type small, like really, really small. And then it's stuck to a small adhesive Band-Aid that's about 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter, which would be about 1/3 of an inch by 1/3 of an inch. So that's how small these little stickers are. And in the middle of that dead center, in the middle of that sticker, there's this tiny little acupuncture needle. Because the thing is, people always think of acupuncture needles as these huge needles, but many acupuncture points are very shallow points, which means that you don't need big needles. It literally just needs something just into the skin, and that's exactly what these can do. And I've been using these for 15 years, and I have seen they still blow my mind how effective they can be. Even sometimes for cases where I expect that I would use bigger needles, say back pain where I want to get deeper into the muscle, or sciatica pain where you want to get really deep into the muscle around the hips, I've still seen really good effects from these tiny little acupuncture sticker needles. So how can you use these to your benefit? Because the nice thing is that it's so easy that you can stick them on yourself. And I have a lot of different programs and tutorials showing clients where to stick them, how to stick them on, how to do everything so that you can have better self-care. So we'll go through all the different programs that I use, actually, because each heading we'll go through that. So how do we decide, though, on what points that we're going to do? Because the thing is that there's hundreds of acupuncture points. So it's one of those things where there's so many different ways and there's so many points to choose from that can have an effect. That what we did for this is that you want to focus on points, one, that you can easily locate yourself, and not only because it's not like you're going to be working on your own back, because you can't do that. Realistically, we're only going to be focusing points that are predominantly on the front, because you have to be able to see it and stick it on yourself. And then we focus on points that are easy to locate. Some points have very obvious landmarks beside them, like there's like a big kind of edge of a bone there, or it's like an inch from your belly button, or it's right by the ball of your foot. So we focus on points that are extremely easy to locate. And then there's several programs that you can start using that have a huge effect that you can easily do from home. Think about this. Like an average acupuncture session can cost anywhere from $80 to $100, I've seen up to $120, $140 per session. You can get these little sticker packs for $20, which probably can give you at least 6 sessions to 10 sessions minimum. So easily, yeah, you know what? 6 to 12 sessions, I would say, is a minimum. For $20, there's a tutorial. It shows you how to stick them on. Like, so if you're looking for self-care that's extremely effective, then you want to use things that you can use more frequently. Traditionally, acupuncture was done multiple times per week, often daily. Whereas nobody has time to take time off work, drive through traffic, go to an appointment, pay $100 each time, and then do that every day. Obviously, there's acute cases, like say you're in extreme pain or something like that, where it totally makes sense. But for a lot of the preventative and more longer-term strategies, this is so convenient. So let's talk about some of the main programs that I've found to be effective for at-home treatment. 1, anti-aging. Anti-aging treatments, which is essentially what we're doing, is wrinkle treatments for the face and jawline. It's very easy because the points on your face are there's so many landmarks on your face, like the edge of your nose, outside of your eyebrow. They're very easy to locate points. You can see them in the mirror very easily. And the other aspect of the points is you're looking for fine lines that you could actually just be like, oh, there's a fine line, stick a little sticker on it. There's a fine line, stick a sticker on it. There's, those deep like brow lines, put some stickers on it. And then we add in the extra points that can help relax the muscles that are specific to meridians on there that we teach. So anti-aging treatments are extremely easy and very effective. The next one, calming points. This is something too where if you just need to relax, and sometimes people often get into bad habits of relaxation and bad routines where it's like, oh, I got home, so therefore I'm going to drink 2 glasses of wine every night to relax, or I've did this. And now, or they don't relax and they just stress about it, or I'm going to relax, so I'm just going to stare at all this blue light and screen time, which only disrupts your sleep further. Acupuncture, it takes 20 minutes. You can do it in 20 minutes. So you stick the needles on, which takes 2 minutes, and then all you need to do is chill out for 20 minutes, in which you could read a book, you could lay down, you could be doing stretching, you could be doing whatever you'd like, and getting the benefit from these needles. So for the calming ones are great. This is something in practice that I use on a very regular basis. I would probably say at this point, at least 60% of the acupuncture that I do on a day-to-day basis is for calming stress, anxiety, frustration, because those points all overlap. You're using similar points. So that's why this one protocol works so great for that. The next one. Fertility, and we use this a lot on the Able Health Fertility website. Just by doing a simple quiz, we can determine which points are going to be the best indicated points for you, and then you can do your own fertility acupuncture with these little stick-on needles. And that's something too where frequency and timing is really important. So being able to do that on a very regular basis as opposed to just once per cycle, just at ovulation, it's a big difference. So that is one that I've been using for the longest time, and it's always been very helpful for my fertility cases. Even if I have people coming into the office on a regular basis for acupuncture, I'm still sending them home with these so they can do them on their own. That's how important it is. The 5th thing that we found this very effective for is pain. Now, the big thing for the pain, we're picking joints that you can easily see and access. So we're not going to be picking the back of your neck. We're not going to be picking your low back because you can't work on that. But tennis elbow works amazing. Tight traps you can work on. Other wrist, knee pain, ankle pain, or just general stiffness. These are all points that you can easily access, easily stick a few needles on, and just by following our instructions. So it works fantastic for pain. I remember I had a client who was an Ironman, and he had knee pain from running because he did a ton of running. And even when he was competing in the actual Ironman itself, as long as he had these little stickers in, the knee pain would not be bothering him. So he would put the stickers in before his own race, run his race, do much better because pain wasn't slowing him down, whether it was because of imbalance. So it was helping relaxing the muscles of the knee, and it made a big difference. So let's just review anti-aging, calming, fertility, pain. Now, obviously, fertility is not a huge one when we're dealing with perimenopause, but if you know someone that is struggling with fertility, because probably every one of us knows someone who is going through that, then definitely make that suggestion to them. So a lot of people are thinking, well, isn't acupuncture extremely dangerous? Or what if I don't hit the right point? Is that dangerous? I would never send anyone actual acupuncture needles. That would be dangerous. But these little stickers, the deepest they can go is just maybe 2 millimeters. So it's not even going through your skin. And because it's attached to this Band-Aid and it has a base on the needle, it's not like the needle can get stuck or lodged or anything in the skin. I mean, the only thing that you could do is if you were crazy enough to do something that made no sense. Like you're like, oh, I'm going to stick this one in my eye. Like there's no other way you could do damage. Now, in terms of accuracy of the point, I think a lot of times people have this thought about acupuncture where it's like, no, it's like dead on to the millimeter. It has to be this exact point. But when in reality, points can be the size of a dime up to the size of a nickel. So you have a good size area to find the points, which means it's with the right instructional video, it's pretty hard to miss them or to miss these areas. And let's say worst case scenario, you miss completely. You probably wouldn't get the benefit of that point, but you're not doing any harm. And that's another reason why these little acupuncture stickers are so handy. Sometimes too, these points, when you're treating for pain, there's some of the basic points where that we go through the tutorials, and then the other points are you just push around and where you feel where it hurts, you stick one. Just like how when you're doing the anti-aging, there's some basic points that we do for the face, and the other points, it's like, oh, there's where your deepest wrinkle is, put one there, because it has other benefits besides the traditional just bringing energy to the area. We know it increases blood flow to the area. We know it increases collagen and supports collagen in the area. So even if it's not an actual acupuncture point, you are still getting the benefit. So I hope this information was helpful for you and that you learned a little bit today about how you can use acupuncture to best benefit yourself during perimenopause and how these points can work. So this is Doc Yates signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to the Paramena Bliss podcast. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and visit paramenobliss.com for more valuable information on how you can thrive during your transition through perimenopause. Join our community of like-minded women who are dedicated to achieving optimal health naturally, and stay up to date with the latest tips, tricks, and advice from Dr. Seth Yates. And we'll catch you on the next episode of the Paramena Bliss podcast.